G'day, Coit here. We're going to go farming again. Surprise, surprise, we're going to head out to the Bitterfrost Frontier, which is in Living World Series 3. It's got to be one of the best chest farms in the game for time spent, for the number of chests that you pull out of it, in my opinion. You do need to get the third tier of one of your masteries set up to be able to use the little torch that you've seen me pick up. It's pretty simple to get to though. You don't need a lot of mastery points to get there. Once you've unlocked this area and run around out here for a bit, you will have it. It'll be a done thing. Now you may notice some funny lines on the ground there. I'm using something called Blish. Blish HUD is great for pathing, it's great for farming. It's kind of black voodoo magic for someone coming from Final Fantasy 14. If you're like me, an escapee from that game, any sort of add-on or what have you was complete taboo. You were not allowed to use this stuff. God help you if you actually recorded yourself using something like this and put it on YouTube, because that'd be a permaban, no questions asked. You wouldn't even bother crying about it, you'd know. But this is not that. This is Guild Wars 2, so we don't have to worry about that. The devs actually don't mind you using this sort of thing. The community's put a lot of work into some of these add-ons. And I don't believe it's cheating. I don't believe it's an unfair advantage. It just helps smooth the path sometimes, especially for this sort of job where you want to just raid as many chests as you can in the shortest possible time. Now you see I've taken time out just to do this this fellow here, just to so you can see, what you've got to do to get one of these done if you haven't done this sort of thing before. And just to show off the my little Mesmer as well. She's a bit of a powerhouse. Thank you, Lord Heisen, once again. Another fantastic build from the House of Incredible Memes. Really appreciate his work, I gotta say. I love playing the characters he puts together. It's a whole heap of fun. Turned Mesmer into a job that I actually really enjoyed as a PvE open world build. So. Yeah, but anyway, once this is over, we're just going to straight chest farm the rest of it, but it gives you an idea of the mechanic. That'll be my next chest right up there. And just follow the pathing. Blind Freddy can do it. Once again, like I was saying, farming is very relaxing for me. This is one of the reasons why. You just follow the path, mindlessly pick stuff up and profit. Nothing wrong with that. I could do with a bit of profit. I recently, just yesterday, finished the second weight class on one of my legendaries, and I'm cleaned out, mate. Absolutely broke. I've got no mats left. I'm totally busted. No gold, no points in the Wizard's Tower. I used everything I had, so I'm going to be doing a lot of farming for a little while, so it's an excellent time to put some videos up. The other farm that happens out here, of course, is the Winterberry farm, which is excellent for putting together ascended trinkets. But when you're doing this chest run, you actually get some Winterberries for this as well, and quite a bit of the magic that comes from this area, which has got to be one of the cheapest sources of obsidian shards that I'm aware of. So really handy stuff, unbound magic. And the Winterberries and the items that are actually in the chest when you do a chest run out here. And if you're not stopping to do one of the little side bits, you can get this whole chest run done in under 15 minutes, no problems at all. And at the end of it, I'll salvage everything. You can get a bit of a feel for just how much stuff you can pull out of this area in such a short time. Okay, so that little side bit's done. We're back in action. Now there is a bit of a meta that goes on out here. You just keep your eye on the weather. You'll get little info bursts about it. And if a storm's coming in, it's a good idea to take time out from the chest farm, because you get 9 champions spawn and they're well worth killing during the storm phase of the whole exercise. And the other thing that it does is if you go in there and kill all those guys, it actually resets the chests. So this is not a farm that you can only do once a day. You can pretty much do this every time the meta goes round. It will refresh all but a few chests. There's a couple of them that are in a separate category, part of an achievement called a thorough sampling, which I won't get into today. And I don't want to step on toes. There's a creator out there that I respect immensely, Iron Maiden, that does a lot of achievement videos, and I don't think I could ever do any better than she has. So I'll be keeping away from that class of videos and sticking with my little thing that I like to do, which is farming at this point in the game. But yeah, any achievement in the game you're interested in, I highly recommend you look Iron Maiden up. Fantastic videos, extremely helpful. But anyway, back to this. So we're just checking the pathing here. It gives you every possible location for the items that you're farming. So there won't always be one in every spot that it indicates, but these are all the possible spots. So if you haven't used Blish before, that's kind of how it works. For map completions, outstanding. Turns it into something very relaxing. If it's your first time through on Corteria, I wouldn't use it. I actually didn't use it until I had finished 100%ing all the maps on Corteria without Blish, without any pathing, because I think the discovery when you first start playing the game is such an important thing to get you really hooked to the gills. Once you've kind of found the 1,000 tiny things they've hidden through those maps, and you know, had a bit of a spot of the old wonder looking at some of the vistas you discover and some of the little stories that you find out there in the wilderness. Once that starts to turn into a bit of tedium, yeah, go for Blish. Get your map, get your pathing for your map completions, and turn it into a nice relaxing thing. Great for hero point runs, of course. If you're going to fill out an extra elite specialisation that you don't have, you've just seen a build and gone, oh, I'd like to do that, going to go do a hero point run, fantastic. Makes it very quick, very easy. I generally solo my hero point runs. Sometimes just to test the build to make sure it's hardy enough. I head out to Verdant Brink and the Auric Basin and try my luck out there soloing those champions. And if I can hack that, then I know the build's kosher, it's mustard. He's Muhammad Bruce Ali, tough enough to survive out there in any PvE content. A couple of other things I do want to mention. Part of my whole shtick is I was very big in Final Fantasy 14. Not a big celebrity or anything. I just played an awful lot. Had my own guild. I've got a large in Shirogane. That's a bit of a meme. Full set of subs. They do Fight Club. If you own a set of subs and a guild, you'll know what Fight Club is. So I've pretty much got unlimited gold and what have you in that game, or gil. And have every class in the game maxed out. Omnicrafter, of course. Full Pendamelded, up current. And I don't think I'll be going back to that game, which is, as you can hear, all of those things I put a lot of time in. Look, this is just more fun. I got to say Guild Wars 2 is more fun. The open world is a lot more active. There's people everywhere. There's things to do all the time. The open world in FF14 just felt pretty dead. Maybe the current expansion might be running hot sometimes, but mostly quite dead out there. Everyone was in instant content and didn't group up a lot except for within guilds and within special groups of Prog on Savage, etc. So the open world part of it, yeah, just not the same. The other thing, the combat in Guild Wars 2, I find it to be more active, to have more variety, being able to change weapons and completely change how your class plays. I find to be a heap of fun. You can actually do a little bit of theory crafting in this game, which is something I miss. I mean, basically, FF14, your class is your class and that's that. And it uses the weapon that it uses and that's that. You've got one rotation and that's that. This is definitely not like that. You've got different builds for, let's say, if you're playing World versus World, which may be a different build that you'll be running if you're doing PvP, which will be a different build for PvE, running metas, and then again on fractals and strikes and raids, you may have variations on the same character class for every single one of those. And I've got to tell you, it makes a big difference to keeping your interest up, to constantly be learning new ways to play your character, new ways to enjoy the game. It's just got a bit more depth there. Don't get me wrong, FF14 is fantastic and there's a million things to do. I mean, you could quit work and play that game 24/7 and spend years and not do everything. And definitely, Guild Wars 2, I'd definitely say the same. You could, I've actually been pretty much no-lifing it for the 4 months that I've been playing. And I've barely scratched the surface, really. There's so much content I haven't touched. I've got an awful lot done, but there's still an awful lot left to do. I could spend years that way, but I'll be back on the work treadmill again soon and have my account set up pretty well so that I can get the maximum out of my playtime with a lot of quality of life items sorted out. So while I'm blathering on, I might mention what some of those are. As if you watched the last video, you know I'm a keen believer in having your wizard scroll with the teleport scrolls inside to make quick and easy access to most areas for all your characters, regardless of whether they've done the story content related to that area or not. Huge quality of life item. If you don't have it, look into it. Well worth pursuing. You'll love it once you've got it sorted out. The other thing, as I've mentioned before, quality of life, having access to one of the VIP lounges. I'm partial to the one in the desert, just because the desert expansion, the Path of Fire, is, well, pretty much my favourite expansion in the game at this point in time. More so than Heart of Thorns. I loved Heart of Thorns and Living World Series 3. It's got immense depth. I've only scratched the surface on that as well. But something about the desert content, I just love it. So that's where my VIP lounge is. Gives you access to a lot of conveniences all in one spot. Another massive quality of life item that you may want to look into if you're a fairly early on player like myself is your gobblers. Don't overlook the gobblers, they're immensely useful. I've got them all packed away in my wizard's gobbler. Well worth the time and effort to look into them and pick up as many as you can stand grinding out. I think I've got 7 or 8 different gobblers packed away into the wizard's gobbler. And it's also part of your journey for some of your legendary stuff is to get those sorted. So it's a good way to get started on that journey. Pick up those gobblers; they're fantastic. We're reaching the end now. I always do stop and kill these guys. Sorry, look, I know it's unnecessary, but it's a revenge thing. Show no mercy to these turkeys. They will disable you and kill you, even if you've got a tough as nails character. They will spam disabling moves until you are lying there dead. Show them no mercy. These are revenge kills. But anyway, going to pick up the last few chests after I satisfy my bloodlust here. This is the second last one for the run. And then I'm going to salvage all of this stuff, and that kind of brings me to the last quality of life item that is, in my opinion, indispensable. Wait till it's on special and pick them up. But the salvage omatics, there's 3 of them I picked up. The runes crafter, the copper omatic and the silver omatic. You can get them on special extremely reasonably. They do come up on special from time to time. And let's face it, once you've got all the X-Packs in this game, these guys do an awfully good job with the game. The servers are of very high quality. There's great connection quality. They keep out a lot of the bad stuff. I don't see a lot of RMT. So throwing them a bit of money from time to time, I think that's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They well deserve it. So you're going to see those in action. Unfortunately, I get so many items here that I've got to manually crack a few out before I can automatically unpack the whole lot, because I just don't have that much inventory. My main character's got tons of inventory because I've got 6 characters. Well, you know, inventory bags are expensive, man, you know, like I need that money for other stuff. But you'll see these copper omatic, the rune omatic, and look at it go. The silver omatic in action here. You will find it indispensable. Great quality life items, definitely look them up. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of this farm. I've been a lot more chatty during this one. We'll see what I come up with on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments appreciated. You know, maybe even the odd like or sub, who knows. But don't stress about that too much. I'll probably be looking at volatile magic farms in LWS4 next. You all have a good one. Coit out.